Business and Leisure, your weekly window to the world of business and guide to the good life. Hosted by Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa.
Hello to everyone and welcome to the perfect combination of business and the good life. This is Business and Leisure, your weekly business and lifestyle electronic magazine, where I shall bring you the week's significant business developments on BizWatch, while the leisure trends shall take center stage on our lifestyle section, which shall be hosted by our lovely sunshine girl, Zaira Hernandez. And she's here right now to tell you what's in store for you this week. Zaira?
Thank you so much, Butch. Hi, everyone. Did you guys miss me? Well, I hope so, because I am so thrilled to be back here on Business and Leisure to, of course, co-host this week's edition of our show. Yes, I do have brand new features lined up for all of you on the lifestyle part of our show, and we started right off with a glimpse of some of the most important events that happened recently in and around the metro. Then we take a break from our popular segment Places as we spotlight our pets and friends with a feature on Pause. Our recommended dining destinations are, of course, up on Leisure Trip, and finally, our regular treat for all the firearm enthusiasts out there. I know you guys want to know more about all of that, but not just yet, as we put the business issues first with our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. Back to you, Butch.
Thanks, Zara. We'll see you right after I take care of business. But before we give you our presentation this week, we shall first pause for a short break, after which it's all business talk on BizWatch.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
So there I was, standing on top of the world. But then I asked myself, what lies beyond success? I wanted to give back, be a force of change. I dream of a place where children can realize their potential, to live and love life, be kings and queens, and fight for their dreams.
STV's Sunshine Girl, Sarah Hernandez, with a very timely message from the Managing Director of Ford Philippines, Mr. Bert Lazard.
I would like to invite you to check out our pre-Christmas multi-brand test drive festival, a one-stop shop to all car enthusiasts to see and test drive the latest vehicle on November 16 to November 19 at the SM Mall of Asia. Experience our Ford Everest, Ford Ranger, and Ford EcoSport at this event with their best capacity and feature. Please, I would like to see you there.
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Welcome back to Business and Leisure and to our business section, BizWatch. For our lead issue this week, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank has just approved the funding for the flood management plan in Metro Manila. This is the Philippines' first project funded by this Beijing-led multilateral financial institution. Andre Ko has the story.
Around $207.63 million worth of official development assistance, or ODA, for the Philippines was approved by the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. This funding is for the proposed Metro Manila flood management project through the construction of new pumping stations and modernization of existing ones.
Beginning now, the flood management project will be started and is expected to be finished by May 2024. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank is undertaking the funding of this project, which will cost a total of $500 million, together with the World Bank. Both institutions will lend $207.63 million each to the Philippines, while the Philippine government will shoulder the balance of $84 million. Our BizWatch correspondent has more of the story.
For the first phase of the flood control project, 36 pumping stations in Metro Manila will be rehabilitated. 20 new ones will also be constructed in Manila, Mandaluyong, Pasay, Pasig, Caloocan, San Juan, Quezon City, and Valenzuela. Aside from the flood management project, the Philippine government also presented 3 other projects for possible co-financing to the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank. These are the 37.76 billion pesos EDSA Bus Rapid Transit System, which is already partly funded by the Asian Development Bank, the construction of a dam to ensure a reliable water supply for Metro Manila, and a railway that will link the National Capital Region to Albay. The government expects the new Centennial Water Source Kaliwa Dam project in Quezon Province to cost around $374.03 million. This project will involve the construction of Layban Dam at the Kaliwa River and another smaller Kaliwa Dam downstream. The Kaliwa-Kanan-Agos River Basin will serve as an alternative water supply. The south line of the North-South Railway project that will run from Metro Manila to Albay, on the other hand, will cost around $3.01 billion. This will cover existing and new branch lines totaling 653 kilometers, a commuter railway between Tutuban Station and Calamba City, and long-haul railway operations between Tutuban and Legazpi City. Also included here are the long-haul rail operations on the branch line between Calamba and Batangas and an extension between Legazpi and Matnog.
Although both these projects have been granted official development assistance, additional funding is still needed to see these projects through. Meanwhile, beef from the United Kingdom is now allowed back in the Philippines. UK beef was banned from the country for some 20 years because of the mad cow disease. Our business reporter Heidi Santos has the details.
Richard Graham, the Prime Minister's trade envoy to the Philippines, said that his country's potential annual beef exports to the Philippines is around $45 million. It caters mostly to the upscale markets of the Philippines as well as other ASEAN countries. After 20 years of the mad cow ban, the British trade official admitted that it would take a while for the UK to establish a network for their beef products. However, beef is very much part of the Filipino psyche, and Richard Graham sees no problem with reintroducing British beef to the Philippine high-end market. The British Embassy is reportedly also looking into the possibility of sending a beef delegation to the Philippines this year. While beef exports to other countries like Malaysia and Indonesia are bigger than in the Philippines, beef exports to the Philippines are not considered halal because ours is not a Muslim country. British trade officials, however, said that the United Kingdom is willing and capable of exporting halal-certified beef to the Philippines if warranted to cater to the minority Muslim population.
The ban on British beef exports to the Philippines was officially lifted on August 19, 2017. Together with this, our Department of Agriculture granted UK a system-wide accreditation. We will now take a short break, but be back shortly with more current and relevant business issues for you. Please stay with us.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
STV's Sunshine Girl, Sarah Hernandez, with a very timely message from the General Manager for Automobile of Suzuki Philippines, Mr. Shuzo Hoshikura.
It's gift-giving time of the year once again. If you are planning on giving your family or yourself gift of a lifetime, make sure to test drive it before you buy it. Come to the Autofocus Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival at Mall of Asia from November 16 to 19. Suzuki Philippines will have Celerio, Swift, Jimny, Seat, Ertiga, and a surprise new model for you. Please watch out for this. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas!
The Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
When you sweat to be sweet and you clean car seat, it's love. When you try to look cool, but you look like a fool, it's love. It's love. It's love.
Show your love with the new features of the all-new Innova. Love the journey.
Happiness. Happiness times 7. The all-new Honda Mobilio. Ease of use, flexible interior for your various needs, convenient features, advanced technology, powerful engine, fuel efficient for a smooth journey, and sleek design for you. The all-new Honda Mobilio.
Motoring Today is now on the web. Watch this episode or other past episodes of the country's longest-running motoring program any time of the day by logging on to our website, motoringtoday.ph. Motoring Today is now online, just a click away.
Welcome back. You're still on Business and Leisure as we continue with more business developments. For this next issue, United Coconut Planters Bank, or UCPB, is determined to put its house in order. With the bank's planned privatization and recapitalization program, UCPB hopes to strengthen their operations and make them competitive against the major commercial banks. Our BizWatch correspondent Andre Cole files this report.
As United Coconut Planters Bank is pursuing its privatization and recapitalization program, Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez announced that they will continue to pursue plans to divest the government shares in UCPB. The government, in effect, will pursue UCPB's privatization through a recapitalization program and sale of the government's majority stake in the bank.
Meanwhile, UCPB officials said that they will coordinate closely with the Department of Finance as they vow to provide updates to all the bank's stakeholders. During the recapitalization phase, UCPB will remain in operation. UCPB also welcomed the lifting of the temporary restraining order by the Supreme Court on Executive Orders 179 and 180. Our BizWatch correspondent has more details.
Executive Orders 179 and 180 involves the 75 billion peso COCO levy funds and the privatization of UCPB. The privatization was postponed when the TRO covered the privatization and disposition of the bank's assets. Meanwhile, UCPB has confirmed that it has received a lot of investor interest, both from local and foreign sources, but it has not made any decisions pending the finalization of its recapitalization program.
As a bit of a backgrounder, UCPB has a 10-year rehabilitation program that started in 2008 and will end by December 31, 2018. UCPB, which is government controlled, has been planning its privatization for a long time. And now for our final business issue this week, the Philippines is urging the European Union to expand the General System of Preferences Plus, or GSP Plus. The Philippines made a presentation for further engagement of the EU at the European Union Parliament and in meetings with trade institutions and parliament ministers. Heidi Santos, our business reporter, has the details.
Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon M. Lopez was quoted as saying that we want to follow through the dialogue on the expansion of the GSP Plus and move to a long-lasting trade concession via a free trade agreement. The Trade Secretary was joined by former Senate President Edgardo Angara, who is now the Philippines Special Envoy.
The European Union is the fourth largest export market of the Philippines, and Secretary Lopez is very keen on expanding our mutually beneficial trade concessions. Currently, we have over 6 billion euros worth of exports, which are experiencing a 36% growth. The rest of the details with our business reporter.
Both Secretary Lopez and Special Envoy Angara assured the Parliament that the Philippines continues to be a strong economic partner and also assured them of a continuing dialogue. The Philippines remains as an ally to the EU and is a vital gateway to the ASEAN through its free trade agreements with ASEAN and other Asian partners like China, Japan, and Korea. For the Philippines, a special trade preference will benefit farmers and fisher folks in Mindanao and many Philippine exporters like those dealing in processed food like canned tuna and sardines. The GSP Plus grants zero tariff to 6,247 product lines entering the EU market.
Meanwhile, EU Council President Donald Tusk confirmed his attendance in the coming ASEAN Summit in November this year. This is lauded by many as a good sign of the improving Philippines-EU relationship. And with that, we end BizWatch this week. We shall pause for another break, and when we come back, we have another profitable venture on Strictly Business. Please stay with us.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
Strada. It's your sport truck.
Hi there, I am STV's Sunshine Girl, Sarah Hernandez, with a very timely message from the President of Isuzu Philippines Corporation, Mr. Hajime Koso.
Christmas is fast approaching, and many of you are probably thinking of buying a car for your family or yourself. If you are, it's best to test drive it before you buy it. This year's Autofocus Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival at the Mall of Asia is on November 16 to 19. Isuzu Philippine Corporation will have the following model available for you to test drive. Our new Blue Power Euro 4 direct injected VGS turbo diesel engines for new Isuzu D-Max Blue Power 4x4 and 4x2 automatic variants, and new Isuzu Mu-X Blue Power 4x2 automatic. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas!
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Welcome back, and you're still on the business section of Business and Leisure. Up next is our Strictly Business segment. As always, we have another interesting feature here on Strictly Business. Business and Leisure's tribute to Filipino small and medium entrepreneurs. This week, our featured entrepreneur is someone who is engaged in a food business and everything about it.
If this brand is very familiar to you, it's time to meet the man behind it. It is our pleasure to introduce Mr. Robert Lowe, owner of Fresh Options, the tried and tested, very familiar brand that you see when you're in the market for quality meat to serve your family. Fresh Options Meat Shop was opened in 2005 by Robert.
Meron kasing friend ako na their family's into supermarket. He has a meat shop. So, gusto niya, ayaw na niya handle yung meat shop. Knowing that I'm in the livestock, in-offer niya sa akin yung place. And sa akin, okay yun kasi I want another channel. Kasi ang channel ko at that time, raising chicken and pork is more of the middleman. I sell live. So, I took the challenge na to open this meat shop.
But that is going ahead of the story. In 1988, Robert was a contract grower for an integrator. But as Robert narrated, he was quite unhappy with how the business was going. He wasn't making the profit margin that was promised by the integrator.
Moving from one integrator to another integrator, nag-alaga akong sarili. No? So, I market my own, I raise my own birds. But the inputs, I get my inputs from most of them from the integrators, like the feeds, like the chicks. Pero nangyari, ang papangit ng mga inputs. That's why I put my own breeders and my own feed mill.
And then in 1997, a crisis erupted in the local chicken industry because of the uncontrolled chicken importation in the country. Robert, as well as other poultry owners and operators, were losing heavily, so they decided to bring the problem to then Agriculture Secretary Ed Angara, who, to his credit, acted promptly and put a stop to the rampant smuggling. This crisis prompted Robert to rethink his business concept and decided to add another product in case the same kind of problem arises. He went into hog farming and put up his own piggery in 1999. When Robert went into the meat retail business, he made sure that he had ample technical support. He hired retired professionals from different companies as consultants to help him in the long learning process.
So talagang napadali ang process. I don't have to invent the wheel. So alam ko na kagad ang process niyan.
Robert found that engaging in livestock was entirely different from meat retailing, which he found more controllable.
Major changes, parang hindi kami masyadong na-affected by live market. Kasi ang live market, even at the mercy of the middleman ka eh. So wala kang magawa, hindi mo ma-release. Tatawag kasi nila, parang nakikiusap ka. Ngayon, dahil mayroon kang sariling channel, outlet, mas free ka. Like what happened to the bird flu, those without any market, hirap na hirap sila kasi middleman din ang kinakorsto niya. Unlike us, meron na kagad kami. Kasi we go further. Hindi lang sa meat shop lang kami, we go further. We process our products. We have a lot of value-added products. Kaya yun, pwedeng matagal naman ang shelf life niyan. Yung may ganyan na crisis, we can use all these chicken products na i-develop ng value-added products. Kaya yan ang edge namin over the other producers.
Now, Fresh Options is everywhere. From his very first Fresh Options store, Robert has grown his meat retailing business so many times over.
In the first year, we were able to open 8 branches. Yeah, and the second year, 15. Naging 15 na, so another 7 branches. And now we have 86 branches na full store. Then we have about 70 plus na Express. Kasi Express is a smaller store, 1 to 2 personnel lang, and wala masyadong cutting facilities, and it opens for 8 hours. Usually these Fresh Options, smaller Express stores, ay under a Fresh Option regular store.
It is obvious that Robert has imbibed fully the spirit of entrepreneurship and everything that goes with it. He has embraced his business and has adopted the right attitude in what he does.
If there's a problem, there's a solution. So yan ang entrepreneur eh. So like for example, what I mentioned, we have problem with only one product. That's why we went into piggery. We have problem with our inputs. That's why we go into feed mill, into breeder. We have problem with our marketing. Hirap kausap ang middleman. That's why we go into meat shops. We have problem with some of the slow-moving products. That's why we go to value-adding, processing products. We have still some problem with these leftover and slow-moving products. That's why we go into restaurants. Kaya ganyan. As an entrepreneur, you have to find solutions for these problems. No?
One of his advocacies is to sell local livestock products. As a veterinarian, he wants to raise his own animals, Robert says. Besides, selling local meat ensures the freshness of the products as against the frozen imported meat.
Buti na lang mas conscious na ang mga consumers ngayon, no? Mas pikan na they are able to taste yung fresh frozen. They are able to distinguish between fresh frozen and fresh chilled. So dito kami papasok na, locally kami, fresh chilled kami, we're providing better quality.
Robert proudly shows off his value-added products.
So ito mga products namin dito sa Fresh Options. Of course, ang pinagmamalaki namin ang aming fresh premium chicken. So ito raised from our own farms. Talagang lahat ng process sa amin, even dressing, growing dressing up to delivery, we use our own trucks. Hindi yung third party. So everything is under our company. And we have a lot of choice cuts na we provide already the choice cuts. Whether ito pinaka-popular namin choice cuts would be our drumstick. And we have also the wings and the thigh and the neck and soup pack. And another product is our pork. No? So we have our own farm. We have our own slaughterhouse for our pork. And we deliver it also. So talagang nakita niyo yung quality. You can see, talagang magandang marbling, no? Magandang kulay aming products. So may mga choice cuts like country style, pork chop, kasim, pige, and everything.
The same goes for his beef products, which he gets from a fattening farm in San Simon, Pampanga.
Nakita mo yun na magandang cutting niya. Okay, then we have the steak and the beef porterhouse, the shank. So available itong lahat ng cuts sa mga stores namin.
Robert walks over to this area where his other line of processed meat products are.
Ito ang unang mga na-start namin. We have our traditional Filipino breakfast items. Like we have the pork tocino, chicken tocino. We have even our embutido under our Rap Sarap line.
From here, there is also the Crisp Pinoy products among his daily favorites.
So one-step frying na lang. So we have our crispy pata, we have bagnet, we have our chicken katsu, tonkatsu, na isang frying na lang. We do the other process. Like yung bagnet, alam mo, 3 times i-fry yan. We do the 2 fryings already. Kaya kayo, yung mga consumers, advantage nila, only 1 step frying na lang gagawin nila.
All these are already seasoned, so all one has to do is to pop them into a frying pan.
Ito yung mga dim sum namin, mga favorite dim sum nyo, like yung chicken feet. No, luto na to, heat and serve na lang. We have also our kikiam, our siomai, and wonton.
To process all that?
Yes, we process all that.
Here is where the best-selling embutido, lumpiang Shanghai, and other favorites can be found. And because Filipinos now need the heat and serve variety, Robert has come up with another line of products.
Ang sarap ng sisig namin. Pinatter namin ito sa crossing sa Angeles. Binenchmark namin and we were able to get it, except kailangan dagdagan mo ng calamansi and sibuyas.
Others in this line include the kare-kare, chicken caldereta, chicken dinuguan, and bopis, among others. All these products carry the regulatory expiry dates, the shortest among which is the sisig with a 30-day expiration. Others can keep as long as 120 days if kept frozen. Just 3 months ago, Frozen Options also came out with their chef series where they offer special dishes from 4 Filipino chefs.
Si Chef Mike Tatong Sarto of Agos, Umaga Kay Ganda, siya ang isang chef dito. Then we have Chef Anton Amuncio. Siya nanalo ng Cook Asia, Singapore Cook Asia 2016. We're young chef. And itong isang sikat na chef, JP Anglo of Junior Master Chef, nang-judge siya. And also may isang restaurant, Sarsa. Siyang may-ari ng Sarsa. Ito masarap. And of course, the Adobo Queen, Miss Nancy Reyes Lumen of the Aristocrat family. So maraming products. So like Nancy come out with the chicken wings in guava sauce adobo, may adobo rolls siyang pork, may Korean beef stew siya. And Anton, mas mga special dishes like kay Anton, we have the beef rendang, no, dito niya, and we have the chocolate teriyaki, chicken teriyaki in chocolate sauce.
It seems that Robert has come up with an answer to every need in his chosen business. His advice to would-be entrepreneurs?
Yeah, talagang you have to differentiate your products. So pricingly, di ba? Like for example, sa rice, may mga branding na sa rice, no? Like you have to provide now what's in for the consumer. You have to have focus on the consumers. Kung anong gusto ng consumers, i-deliver nyo. You should not shortchange the consumers. Kasi kadalasan itong agri-products naging naging everybody has that, no? Walang differentiation. You have to differentiate para makalaban ka. And I know some of the rice products, di ba? You go for some brand para you have the consistent quality. Parang ganyan din sa ibang agricultural products. You have to really differentiate. You have to find your niche. Hindi pwede for everybody. Hindi pwede na. You should not be complacent about your products.
With 86 cold stores and 78 express stores, it will not be hard to get a Fresh Option store nearest you. But nevertheless, Robert, owner and proprietor of Fresh Options, invites our viewers to come visit.
I'm inviting everybody to come to Fresh Options para matry yung mga products namin. You'll be assured na hindi lang quality products, you have a variety of lot of new products. Talagang na-mention ko kanina, we have lot of innovative products na very simple to use, no? Like yung crispy na namin, one step frying na lang, yung aming ulam mismo, it's a heat and serve. Then if you want something more special, we have our chef series, the heat and serve. And of course, we have the traditional Filipino food in wrap sarap products.
You just met Mr. Robert Law, owner of Fresh Options Meat Shop, our feature this week on Strictly Business. That ends the business section of Business and Leisure. Our sunshine girl, Zara Hernandez, is all set to usher in the leisure portion of our show, which is coming right up ahead after we pause for another short break. We'll be right back.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
SDV Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the Vice President of Pilipinas Taj Auto Group Inc., Mr. Art Balmadrid.
Thinking of buying a car this Christmas? Make sure to test drive it before you buy it. The Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival, a one-stop shop for all brand new car models available in the country, is happening on November 16 to 19 at the Mall of Asia, where Pilipinas Taj, the exclusive distributor of Tata Motors vehicles, shall have the latest car models and commercial vehicles that will be made available for test drive. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas, everyone!
To the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
Welcome back. You're still with us here on Business and Leisure. And now we go right on to the lifestyle section as I turn you over to our co-host this week, Sunshine Girl Zara Hernandez, for our leisure report. Zara, as they say, break a leg, but please, not literally.
Oh, don't worry, Butch. I will not break any of my legs. Thank you for that. Thank you, Butch, for turning them over to me as I take over the half of our show, which is the lifestyle section. I know it's also your favorite. I hope you guys are still with me because I am all set as we begin the latest and hottest events in and around the metro. Here now is Lifestyle Chronicles.
Hundreds of pet lovers and owners trooped to the Sky Dome of SM North Mall last October 1 to commemorate the annual Pets Blessing in honoring the feast of the patron saint of animals, Saint Francis of Assisi. This is organized yearly by the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, or PAWS, to raise funds in support of their numerous projects. The Pet Blessing was hosted by DJ Chico Garcia and was graced by some of country's performers like Jonah and the popular group The Company. Freebies and raffles were given to the attendees. After the program, Mass was celebrated by Father Joey Paras.
The Pet Blessing is in celebration of the feast day of Saint Francis of Assisi, which happens to be on October 4. So that's the weekend before October 4. That's where we have the Pet Blessing. So all people with pets are welcome to come on October 1 at Sky Dome, SM North EDSA, where Father Joey Paras will bless each and every pet that lines up. And usually we have about 600 pets lined up for the blessing.
The country's leading 24-hour convenience store 7-Eleven formally launched their fidget spinner craze, Justice League Edition. During the launch held at the Black Market in Makati City, celebrity endorsers Sab Magalona, Paolo Valenciano, Eunice George, along with some of the country's cosplayers, graced the event. 7-Eleven loyal customers can collect 25 stickers to get the limited edition Justice League spinners.
So we had a little fun today, launching our spinners and the spinner contest. So you had four Justice League characters and four influencers who had their own spinner tricks, so it just ended with somebody's going to win the spinner contest today. We'll find out later. Please come down, spend at least 50 pesos, and we'll get your Justice League spinner if you do it 25 times.
Aren't those puppies really adorable? Just like my baby Libby as well. And make sure that you check out those spinners from 7-Eleven. Remember guys, you saw them here on Lifestyle Chronicles. Is Pets and Friends, which our regular viewers know is not one of our regular features, but is nevertheless much loved by pet lovers out there. Now for this feature, we are featuring the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, better known as PAWS. We urge you guys to watch this to learn more about the society that works hard not only to protect the dogs and cats, but also to educate us as well on how to do our share in protecting their welfare.
This is the home of PAWS, the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, and it is also where they have the shelter and their animal rehabilitation center. We met up with Ms. Ana Cabrera, Executive Director of PAWS, who told us about how this all started and how the shelter is faring now.
PAWS was established in 1954 by a British woman named Muriel J. But she stayed around only for a short time. It was Mrs. Lichauco, Nita Lichauco, who took over, and she's Filipina. And she wanted a Filipino group that would protect animals from cruelty, because all the other groups back in 1950s were American groups, foreigners were trying to inculcate a humane organization into the Philippines.
PAWS was created to protect animals from cruelty or neglect and to promote a humane society. The misconception is that the center is there to rescue stray dogs and cats from cruelty. But Anna says that this is actually only secondary to their mission, which is to educate humans.
The mission of PAWS is to prevent. So by preventing it, we prevent the problem ever arising in the first place. And this is done through education, through kapon or spay-neuter programs, because if you spay or neuter your pets, there are no sources of stray animals that would be more likely to be treated cruelly or neglected. And the more that people would put a premium on owning pets and be responsible pet owners. Our school programs focus on teaching kids that animals are sentient beings, that they're capable of feeling like us. And everything begins from there, because once you know that animals suffer, animals experience hunger, pain, thirst, then you don't need to tell them already that the golden rule applies to everyone across all species, not just human beings. And when you teach a child or even our youngsters respect for all life, then everything else follows. So
aside from the school programs, PAWS also goes to the barangay level to meet with LGUs, where about the only animal-related program is rabies vaccination.
You can vaccinate all the animals in an area, but you will still not be able to eliminate rabies because you have not educated the people that the animals should be kept inside their yards or their homes. And secondly, because the animals you vaccinated, they've already reproduced. So the original number of, say, 100 dogs has now gone up to 200, with another 100 that you have not yet vaccinated because you did not think of spaying or neutering the animals.
Spaying or neutering, says Anna, will address the problem of pet overpopulation, rabies, and irresponsible pet ownership. The center survives mainly through donations, grants, and the efforts of their volunteers. Lawyer members take care of pursuing criminal cases they file for animal cruelty, and core volunteers who usually come on weekends take care of bathing and walking the animals.
The shelter is running at a cost of about 280,000 pesos a month, and this amount we have to raise every time from donations of ordinary people, from grants, and from our own fundraising efforts. Like, for example, if we have an event for Halloween, we have a Halloween pet costume contest, and these are fun events that we can ask the public to join so that they can support the organization's programs.
PAWS is responsible for changing the attitude of many towards adopting an animal in a shelter. First of all, they discarded the terms askal and aspin because of the negative connotation of the word kalye. Instead, they coined the words aspin for asong Pinoy and puspin for pusang Pinoy. They now have a better success rate at pet adoption, and even celebrities come to PAWS to show their support.
For example, when Sharon Cuneta came here to adopt a dog from us, we made a video about it.
Celebrities have the power to influence people, and PAWS is very appreciative of their support. To adopt a dog, one has to go to the center at least 3 times to get to know the dog that he or she wants to adopt.
We found that if we are willing to rehabilitate the animal for years, just staying with us, we're not about to let them go and give them to any Tom, Dick, and Harry that we don't know. So we need you to come because we need to see how the dog reacts to you. Sometimes it's not you, like you're a good person, you have the financial capability, but the dog is less, he's not a good match for you. Or sometimes there's an old person insisting that he wants a very active dog. And so we try to dissuade the person.
For cats, it takes only 2 visits. An adoption counselor conducts the interviews and guides the adopters on who would be the perfect match after checking on your future plans and the animal's future life with you. Only spayed or neutered animals are available for adoption. The adoption fee for dogs is 1,000 pesos, and for cats, it is 500 pesos. The center envisions a caring atmosphere for the animals that they have carefully rehabilitated and would release these animals only to people who would be responsible enough to make them a part of the family, hence the strict adoption procedures.
It's also a way for us to send across the message that dogs are not there as guard dogs. Meron kasi yung tendency yung Pinoy na they've classified these two things. They would buy Shih Tzus. So these Shih Tzus are in grooming centers, they're being walked. So dog-friendly places became purebred dog-friendly places by default. And then they had the local Aspen, and then they tie the Aspens out. That's the guard dog, and they're fed like kaning baboy or mga tira. So there was a discrimination. That's why we launched the Paws Aspen Club. The Paws Aspen Club wanted to hit back at all those groups like, you can't join our club because we're the Shih Tzu Club or the German Shepherd Club of the Philippines. We wanted to have a club of our own na all dogs are welcome regardless of breed, and we wanted to say that we should, when it's a pet-friendly place, you should be able to bring out your Aspen, and your Aspen deserves the kind of life that you give your Shih Tzu. If you groom your Shih Tzu and if you have their dog trained, then you should also do that for the Aspens.
In other words, they are espousing malasakit sa hayop and not just simply being an animal lover. Business and Leisure posed the question of City Pound to the Paws executive director.
The City Pound collects dogs so that they can put them down or euthanize them, because dogs aren't supposed to be out on the streets where they pose a risk to fellow human beings or traffic risk.
Understandably, the City Pounds do not broadcast their euthanizing activities, which are perfectly within the bounds of the law. More commonly, people are made to understand that these pounds also endeavor to have the apprehended stray dogs and cats adopted.
I'm telling you, we're already in the business of adopting. And in Paws, last year, we only were able to adopt out 38 dogs and about 42 cats. And we are Paws. That's what we do every day, just encourage people to adopt. And we're not here, basically to euthanize. We're not.
Paws lobbied for the Animal Welfare Act that was passed in 1998. The legislation is a first in Southeast Asia, though we are about 100 years behind other more advanced Western countries, which passed this legislation in 1898.
We're very active in trying to prosecute animal offenders because we found that people don't want to move in terms of making an affidavit. It's the Pinoy thinking na, ayoko maabala. I don't want, what will my neighbors say?
The shelter now has 235 cats and 82 dogs at the Paws Animal Rehabilitation Center, or Park, which was started only in 2001. They are renting this land and they badly need funds to sustain their operations. They need old newspapers, bleach, and detergent powder to clean the place daily, and dog and cat foods to nourish the animals. According to Anna, most people donate dog food, but the truth is they have more cats, so they need more cat food. There are 4 areas dedicated to the dogs here. The Dog Run 1 and 2, which contain the adoptable dogs, the recovery area where aggressive dogs are kept for rehabilitation, and the quarantine area for newly rescued dogs.
For cats, the kittenery, the cattery, and then the special needs cat area, and then the sick bay for the cats is there. And then we have feline quarantine, so 5 areas for the cats. We built this place not to take in as many animals as we want, but to take a few and to showcase this few so that we can show to either LGUs that, hey, it can be done.
In the center, people can go to ask questions, volunteer their services, and get engaged in their cause. At Paws, they see the need to change the hearts and minds of humans because the fate of animals lie on the people who will take care of them. The message is that we have a duty to protect animals and to take care of them.
It is our goal to educate. It is our goal to influence. And because in the future, we would want the shelter to close down because there would be no need to shelter any more animals that are hurt. We would want to be rendered obsolete because people are educated already and they're keeping their dogs inside their yards. There already no stray dogs. That is our dream.
This was started in 1999 by the center's president, Mrs. Lechalco.
We want to encourage everyone to adopt a pet instead of buying. We want you to spay or neuter or ipakapon ang inyong mga pets so that we don't contribute to the problem of pet overpopulation. We also want you to report animal cruelty, like do that affidavit if you have witnessed animal cruelty, and because animal cruelty is a crime under Philippine laws. We also want to appeal that if you have extra, the shelter is in need of old newspapers, bleach, detergent powder, and medicines for our shelter animals. And anything that you can share, we would gratefully accept on behalf of the animals. And if you also treat your animals well, I think that is the best thing that you can do, because anything that you do by example will surely translate into better care and kind treatment of our animals. You can call 475-1688. That's the telephone number of the PAWS. Our office hours are 10 a.m. to 12, 1 to 5. Kindly avoid calling during lunchtime. Our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook are all named PAWS Philippines. And then check on our Facebook page regularly for events. This Halloween, October 22, we celebrated with our pets at Fisher Mall at 2 p.m. We give out special prizes for those who are dressing up their pets in special Halloween costumes. So the celebrities will judge which pet is the best dressed.
We hope you guys have learned a lot and appreciate the dedicated efforts of the men and women behind the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, or PAWS. This week's feature on BNL's Pets and Friends. We've got Leisure Trip and Sports Shoot coming your way right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Vote for your favorite car models and stand the chance to win autofocus t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other valuable giveaways. Vote for your Automobile of the Year in this year's Autofocus People's Choice Awards and win prizes from daily electronic draws. To participate, log on to www.autofocus.com.ph.
STV Sunshine Girl Sarah Hernandez with a very timely message from the Vice President for Marketing Services of Mitsubishi Motors Philippines Corporation, Mr. Froy Di Chankin.
Christmas is fast approaching, and many of you are probably thinking of buying a new car for your family or for yourself. If you are, it's best to test drive it before you buy it. This year's Autofocus Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive at the Mall of Asia is on November 16 to 19. Mitsubishi Motors Philippines will have the following models available for you to test drive. We have the Montero Sport, Strada Pickup, the Mirage, and Mirage G4. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. The best of the holidays to all of you.
Come to the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it.
window to the world of business and Guide to the Good Life can now be watched online. Just click on businessandleisure.ph and watch this week's show and other past episodes of Business and Leisure at your most convenient time of the day. Business and Leisure is now on the web. Watch it anytime.
Think you're tough? Do you dare to go off-road or off-key? Do you use your great power with great control? With the new Isuzu D-Max, you're tough enough to be unstoppable. And you're tough enough to be right back. Isuzu D-Max, tough enough for anything.
STV's Sunshine Girl, Sarah Hernandez, with a very timely message from the marketing manager of Subaru Philippines, Mr. John Ezekiel Asuncion.
Are you looking for something special to gift this holiday season? Why not buy a brand new car? Come to the Autofocus Pre-Christmas Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival at the Mall of Asia from November 16 to 19. Subaru will be offering multiple test drive units for your enjoyment at this festival. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. Merry Christmas!
To the Autofocus Multi-Brand Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival on November 16 to 19. Remember, test drive it before you buy it. And I am back. You guys are still with me here on your weekly electronic business and lifestyle magazine. This is Business and Leisure. Here now are our recommended dining destinations on Leisure Trip.
Here now is our weekly list of highly recommended leisure destinations. Be it fine dining, romantic garden wedding, or a relaxed meal of excellent dishes, the name Ilustrado comes to mind. It's one of the few places that serve the best paella in town. Ilustrado, located within the walled city of Intramuros. The Highlands Prime Steakhouse is indeed the prime dining destination where you can enjoy the best of prime steak. The Highland Prime Steakhouse serves nothing but U.S. Angus prime beef. And the Highlands Prime Steakhouse also serves an array of prime gourmet dishes like the squid ink pasta, topped with a whole prawn of their delectable sea bass that's always juicy and served with mashed potato and a wedge of lemon. And their breads and cakes are baked fresh every day. The Highlands Prime Steakhouse is at the SM Mall of Asia, and that's where you should have your next lunch, dinner, or intimate party.
Steak lovers from north of the metro can also enjoy the juiciest prime steaks and other mouth-watering dishes at Highlands Prime Steakhouse, located at Estancia, Capitol Commons in Pasig.
And that's our regular what to enjoy and where to go list. Business and Leisure's weekly guide to destinations and places to go to enjoy the good life.
You guys, time really flies faster when you're having fun, as they say, and it now is time for me to bid you adieu. It has been another exciting and interesting edition that we just had together, and do not forget to come back once again next week for more informative and fun features for all of you. To formally close our show for today, here once again is our main man, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa. See you again, Butch.
Thanks, Zara, for another exciting and entertaining edition of the Leisure Report. And with that, we end another edition of Business and Leisure. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to follow us in our social media accounts. Till the next time, this has been your host, Ray Butch Gamboa. Good business to all and enjoy the good life.